we're gonna try a lot of new makeup today. I just got my order and it's quite huge. So we're gonna do a full face of new makeup. This is new to the market and to me this time because I do get products a bit later here in Dubai. I'm not in the US. Anyways, I'm a girl on a mission today because my neighbors are doing construction work and they're making quite a huge mess. There's a lot of noise. I have like around 1 hour and a half before they start again. So yeah, hopefully it will be enough. They did wake me up this morning, which was not nice. But without further ado, let's get into the makeup. So someone at Sephora forgot to take this out, but that's okay. We're starting with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Impeccable Foundation. So hear me out. I am normally like dry skinned, so a blurring second skin matte foundation doesn't sound great. But I did notice that lately I'm a bit unhappy with the way my foundations oil control me. Like I'm finding more oil than usual on my face, and I thought I might as well just try a matte foundation and see if the oil control is better and if maybe that's what my skin needs at the moment, because your skin changes over time. So right now I think this is what I need. We will see. But before I start with that, first of all, let me get you closer and I will prime my face. As usual, I use this Madagascar Centella Ampoule by Skin 1004. You can see how much I use this, and I cannot... Oh no, they started again. I really hope you cannot hear that. Anyways, I will just have to start. I don't know, they start construction at 2 p.m. What do you want me to do? Why are they starting at this time? I don't know. Anyways, this, I cannot travel without this. I have to have this as a primer. I mentioned this in basically every video in which I do my face makeup. So if you haven't checked it out yet, you can grab yours at Yes Style. And if you don't believe me that I also want to travel with this, here's your proof. I also have a mini one for traveling. So yeah, I feel like this refreshes my skin, and I find that any foundation just goes more smoothly when I use it on top of this. I have the number 0CR. I read that they are having a few issues with the shade range, almost like they're a bit too dark. There are chroma jumps between the shades. I don't know what's going on, but Anastasia Beverly Hills, can you get out? Anastasia Beverly Hills has been in the market for a long time, so I do kind of expect them to come out with a full range. Like, we're not talking about a small indie brand that only can come out with 10 shades. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills, so do better. Anyways, this is the bottle. It's super, actually, elegant. It's like a matte frosted glass, I think that's what it's called. And I heard this is super pigmented, so I don't like super high coverage foundations. I will just do one pump, this much, basically one pump, and I will spread this across my face. Biggest test is oil control, but I also hope it's not too drying. So let's see the shade match. This is so annoying, so annoying. 2 p.m. feels like a good time to stop doing construction work. It is not too bad, but it is more yellow that I usually go for. Even though this is supposed to be a cool foundation, it says CR, so I think that's C stands for cool. I'm like intermittently recording because noise. Anyways, I was saying, this is a bit more yellow than I usually go for, even though this is supposed to be like a cool shade because it says 0CR, and I think C stands for cool on the package, but this is definitely yellower, and I can see the coverage. Now, mind you, I did use very little, but that's exactly what I wanted. So you can see when I apply it, my skin is definitely more pink than the foundation, so it means the undertone isn't quite right. Can I make this work? Yes, but I would have preferred a better suited shade. Also, I noticed that it's oxidating a bit. You can see on my hand where I apply it, it's darker. That's not a good sign, because this is the lightest shade that they have. So they don't have anything lighter than this that someone lighter than me can go for. And there are tons of people that are more fair than I am. It is looking a bit dry around my nose area. I'm surprised I don't see any other dry patches, because I would have thought I have more than just my nose dry, but no. And yeah, I do see it is oxidating. You can see like here, my neck and my face. My face is looking a bit more yellow, especially if you have a very limited shade range to begin with. I don't know, Rick. Okay, so some time has passed. You can see, you don't really notice it a lot on my face, but you can see it on my hands that this looks darker, definitely more orange. But I mean, that's fine-ish, I guess. As for the foundation, I don't feel like it got into any dry spot. I do feel like it's highlighting this like fine line I have here. I just have one like here next to my mouth expression line. I haven't said it though, so we'll have to see. Let's get to eyes. So NARS came out with this Afterglow Tempting palette, and honestly this is so cute, like this baby pink. I wish we had a shade like this in the palette. We don't, but we do get something similar, kinda, which is this like super cool toned pink. And I want to use that one today on my eyes, because I have the new Huda Beauty blush. It's a very similar shade, and I want to do like a baby pink look. But first, let's swatch this palette. I heard a lot of good things. I've heard a lot of good things about this palette and its shimmers, so let's see them on my hand. NARS does usually lean a bit warm with their eyeshadow palettes, so I'm not surprised that we see some warm tone shades. But I do have to say, these shimmers look pretty nice. I feel like these two at the top look like Urban Decay, like Moon Dust eyeshadows. Especially the second one here, it feels like exactly like you expect Space Cowboy to look like. So I'm excited about this. This pinky purple shade does look more like a purple on me. Let's see it on the eyes. So starting with that purple shade, I'm gonna use it in my crease. I really want this shade to be like the main protagonist of the look, so I don't want to use much more. I like NARS eyeshadow quality. This is kind of a innovative color story for NARS, honestly. I mean, it's a bit different, well, more different than usual, but it does definitely have some very, very familiar shades. And so far so good with this shade. I don't expect this to be difficult to work with. I've always liked NARS eyeshadows. This shade is so pretty. It's so fresh, and I think it's perfect for spring, actually. It does look very purple on me. But honestly, everything that has a tiny bit of purple does show up very purple on me. I don't know what that means about my undertones, but that's it. I'm also gonna be using that shade on my lower lash line. So I'm just already gonna place it there. I'm going with a flat brush again into that shade. I really want to make sure it shows up like fully with its full pigment without being blended, because blending it can make it a bit more transparent. I want to make sure you see that shit. I'm excited about all this purple getting into the makeup scene. I feel like we've had enough of warm tones for quite a few years. I'm very excited. I'm sorry if you're warm toned, but if you are a cool tone girly, we are thriving right now. I'm gonna use this like diamondy shade. I think it's called Love Me Not, and I'm gonna use it all over my lid. This is more like diamond scattered light shade. Yeah, exactly like this. So it's not gonna have a strong base. It's just gonna give you those like tiny specks of glitter, but they're not like harsh glitters. It's just super finely milled. It almost looks like the Fenty product, the Diamond Bomb shimmers. I think that was the product that really created a trend. I will be done with this, but just use another shade. I will go with this like purpley brown. It has some like tiny specks of purple in it, but you cannot see them. You just see them if you're near. And I'm just gonna use this to intensify the other corner, almost like a eyeliner. I don't wanna use much. I really like that purple there. So just a tiny bit. And by the way, that diamond shade did leave me like some specks of glitter on my face. So you wanna use a glitter glue or you can do your eyes before you do your foundation. Again with a touch of that purple to blend everything again. And here you go. Should I also try that purpley shade? This looks like Solstice by Urban Decay. So it is like a pink to blue eyeshadow. I'm gonna put it here at the outer corner. Honestly, this isn't the sparkliest shade in the palette. It looks more like a satin than shimmer. Yeah, it did add some dimension. It's actually quite nice. It has more pink than I would have guessed. Usually when I use this type of shades, I don't like that they pull so much blue. But this, I feel like it has like the right amount of blue. And it makes sense with the rest of these like cool toned shades. Now, that's it for the eyes. I really like the palette. I think it's super interesting. Definitely like this row here and this row here, they are your standard NARS palette. But this quad, it's super interesting. Now, would you pay however much you pay for this, for those 4 shades? That's up to you. I feel like NARS quality is always super good, so you still get a good eyeshadow palette with good staple shades, plus like an interesting quad. So I really like this one, and I feel like it has had really good feedback from the community. I'm gonna add an eyeliner and mascara, and I will get back to you. We're gonna do the rest of my face. This look is super cute. 100% would do this again to go out. I tried getting rid of that shimmer, but it's not going away. So today I'm gonna be like a shiny magic dust fairy. I'm finally gonna go in with Huda Beauty's. This is Ube Cream in her blush filter line. I really love this line of blushes. I have like 4 shades, and when I saw this like lilac shade, I thought I'm gonna have to try that because she doesn't properly have a cool tone one in her range, in her blush filter range. I think she just came out with another one which is called Bubblegum, but I wanted to try this with lilac. So the only thing I dislike about this product is the applicator. I don't feel that it pulls enough product. That is definitely purple. Blend this out and see how this looks. So if you don't know about this product yet, they are super easy to blend. Like her claim when she came out with this was you can blend this with your eyes closed, and I feel like that's always true for all the shades I tried. I even tried the one which is meant for darker skin, which is Black Cherry. Even that one I can make it work because it's so blendable. So if I use a tiny bit, it works. And this is Ube Cream. I think it goes so well with that NARS eyeshadow. I really like this. It looks very similar to my Too Faced powder blush in the shade Cloud Crush. No, it's the Cloud Crush blush in the shade Candy Clouds. And you can see that's very similar. Let me swatch them actually. Of course, one is powder and one is a liquid blush. But I know that there's some people that just stacks them like cream and then powder. They are super similar. This is the powder from Too Faced and this is the Huda Beauty. I feel like Huda Beauty has a touch more purple. It's a bit more lavender than the baby pink from Too Faced. This may be one of my new favorite blushes. I always go for these Huda blushes, by the way, when I'm doing my makeup, like to go out. So I really see myself grabbing this instead of the other shades. And by the way, the foundation has set. I didn't set it with powder. it has set itself, like doesn't feel really sticky. I do feel like you can easily get carried away with this. We all have blush blindness, but I feel like I have a bit too much. Anyways, I knew what I was getting this product, that I was gonna love it, and in fact I do. But let's get into a new product from Phytosurgeons. It's a Ninja Canadian brand. This is their Cool Candlelight Spectral Shine. So this is an highlighter, but it's not properly an highlighter. So how this works, it will give like inner glow, like radiance to the skin without having shiny shimmer on the face. It's like you are glowing from within. That's how they describe it. And they just came out with this cool tone shade. The other shades are like more neutral to yellow leaning. And I also picked up their Sky Buff brush because it's supposed to pick up this product super easily. So I also have their bronzer in this formula. It is super difficult to pick up because I don't know how to describe it. It's like a hard cream. It's not soft. It does pick up a bit with your finger, but it's not soft. So let's see if the brush they recommend actually is useful for that. So I'm gonna put it on top. I can definitely see the difference. You see, this is the blush without highlighter, and this is with the highlighter. It's super soft, like barely there. I don't love the brush because I feel like it takes quite a bit of doing this to pick up a good amount of product. So I still don't think it's the right match for the product. I feel like you need something stiffer because this is like, yeah, it's super soft. It just bends too much. I don't think you can overdo this highlight. I think that's a super nice thing. See that luminosity? That's great, like compared to this side. I like this. I want to use this more and see use before applying the blush so that I can properly see it 100% only this and what it does. I am getting mad at the brush. I mean, a brush is always a brush, so I'm gonna be able to use it for more, like probably a blush, but I don't like, I need a stiffer brush for this. But keep in mind, this is the one they recommend you get with their like spectral shine products. I mean, it is applying them, I'm just getting frustrated because it's not as quick as I wish it were. And this is the luminosity on this side as well. I really like it. Let me just grab a bit with my finger and see if I can add more to the nose. Yeah, I definitely can. So this doesn't have like a strong pigment base. It's quite transparent. I did remove my foundation just there. Doesn't matter because it looks like I'm blushing on my nose. But I think that's my fault for using a finger. Next product, it's lips. But before we proceed with that, I'm gonna powder my face. I'm gonna use the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder in the shade Voile Rosé. This is my like go-to powder, even though they reformulated it. I'm not going over my blush and highlighter, but this foundation does look pretty good with a powder on. Yeah, I think it's looking cute. Now let's get into a more controversial product. Here, the Rhode from Hailey Bieber. These are the lip shapers. Yes, peptide lip shapers. I have mine in the shade Lift and Twist. I'm saying controversial because I've seen a few reviews about these and people are saying it has zero long-lasting effect, but they never claimed to be long-lasting. And other thing to note is that they are not called lip pencils. They are not called lip liners. They are specifically called lip contours. So that's a different goal they were trying to achieve with the product. So I was watching them in my hand. The first one is Lift, which is a neutral pink. I think that's a good description. And the second one is Twist, which I think is like a caramelly. Oh, wait. These are actually more similar than I thought. Lift and Twist. No, actually, scratch that. Twist is the first one and Lift is the second one. Lift is definitely a bit pinker, but they look the same to me. Am I going crazy? Can you see how similar they are? I definitely didn't need two of them. Yeah, Twist is a tiny bit more brown, but whatever. So these are lip contours, which means I'm gonna use them to redefine the planes of my lips. And Hailey Bieber herself does go in with lip liners on top of that. So she doesn't claim them to be lip liners. Let's try Twist. So these are super natural and definitely don't have as much pigment as a lip liner. You can be like a bit more carefree with these. And what I'm trying to do is define my lips, and then I'm gonna like open the end of this and just gonna blend. This is a silicone applicator, so it works like your finger, you know, that when you do this. These do not set. They're gonna disappear. So that's the controversy. Like, what's controversial about these? That people say you get a tiny bit of product. I think it's like 0.75 grams, which is like the mini size of Makeup Forever pencil, less than your standard product. And I do feel like this really contoured my lips. Now, I would not use these all over the lips. I mean, you could do that, but you would go through these very quickly and you'd have to reapply them in like a few hours. I'm gonna go with a lip liner on top. By the way, she did not invent these for the first time. These are very like popular product in Korea. In fact, these are made in Korea. If you're looking for cheaper options for this, you can look on Yes Style. There are tons of products like these, and they do have like even lighter shades because they go for lighter tones. I'm gonna go with MAC Cool Spice, which needs to be sharpened, but I cannot be bothered. So I'm gonna go on top and do my lip lines now a bit more carefully. This is actually a pretty similar color to that Rhode one. And for lips, I do have a new product. I don't think it's gonna go great with the look, but I'm gonna try it. So this is the Glossier Black Cherry Balm.com. And guys, this is not a black cherry shade. This is really thick. It's my first time using a Balm.com. This is a shade. Wow, it smells. I wanna hit this. That's incredible. The scent is incredible. It does smell like cherries, like sour cherries. My mouth is watering. That is the shade. It is more like it's more like a reddish shade than a purpley shade. And when I read black cherry, I was thinking of those deeper purpler tones. That's not it. I wish it was that, because if you see this, even the packaging, it almost looks like this is gonna be darker and more purple, but it's not. Anyways, let me apply this on top. I do feel like everything I have on my lips is super slippery, and I have to be honest, if I just did this, everything would be removed. Because of that Rhode product, it's super slippery. So if you're looking for something that's long-lasting, this isn't it. I think that this is just an extra step in your routine. So if you're someone that likes super soft, blurred lip lines and edges, as the product says, it's a contour, but it's not a lip liner. And yeah, you are adding something to your makeup routine. You're not like using this instead of your lip liner. It's just something on top of that. So let's go with this Bond.com. I feel like my lip liner color is making this a bit browner than it is. It is quite reddish. I really like the formula of this. I never tried this before. I like that combo, a combo of colors. Again, I would not use this with these blush and eyeshadows, but just look at my lips. Super cute. Since I want to put on something that works better with my the rest of my face, I'm gonna remove this black cherry one. I'm gonna use the Alone Time MAC Luster Glass lipstick. This has a touch of gray to it. It's sheer, but it's definitely more cool tone than of course, the Balm.com. By the way, this MAC Cosmetics formula is also a formula that's not gonna last on you. It's just a super slippery but wet, well, not really wet looking, but it is like luminous, with a luminous finish. But yeah, it's not gonna last anything. So I always keep these in my purse. And this is the look for today with the all new products, the highlighter, the blush, the eyeshadow palette. I really hope you like the look. Let me know in the comments what you think about these purpley tones that are coming out lately. As for the foundation, I hope you can see it is looking dry here. my mouth area. I don't like that. Anyways, guys, this was it for today's video. I feel like I made like an Herculean effort to doing this because of all the noise. I was literally just stopping when the noise started and then starting again, so it took me double the time that it normally would. But that's okay. Let me know in the comments what you think about these products. So far, the ones I really like a lot are the Phytosurgeon's highlighter, because I feel like this is like a modern take on highlighting products. We are over the See Me From Outer Space highlighters, so we are more into these luminous glow from within products. At least I am. I really like the Huda Beauty blush filter in the shade Ube Cream. I would use this again and again and again, and I know I will. And I really like the NARS palette. I really like those cool tone shades, and the shimmers are incredible on this. So if you're looking for a good quality palette which can do both, like cool tones and warm tones, this is something I'd recommend. The foundation, I don't know, it's looking a bit dry, but I really want to see what it does for my oil control, and then maybe I can mix it with my other foundations. I don't know, I have to test it, but so far it's not approved because it's been like 2 hours since application and it's not looking great where my skin is drier. Balm.com, 10 out of 10 would eat, but I would have preferred like a cooler tone color. And yeah, this was it. I also got the Urban Decay eyeshadow in Diamond Dog, but I only have 2 eyes, so maybe we'll try this in another video. Can't wait to see what you think about these products in the comment section. Please remember to leave your opinion below, and hopefully you will consider subscribing to have more makeup content on your feed. That really helps, and I really appreciate it if you do. But that's it. I will see you in my next video. Have a good one. Bye!